No, Vince, don't touch me like that! I'm Eric. Welcome to Raw Reactions. Raw is live from Greensboro, North Carolina this week, and it starts with AJ Styles, who makes his way into the ring. Now, he says he's tired of people saying that he needs Anderson and Gallows to beat Roman Reigns, and that at Extreme Rules, he will prove that that is clearly not the case. Now, he was going to get into a longer promo, but Roman Reigns' music hits and he interrupts AJ, and he says that it doesn't matter what AJ has done before coming to WWE. It doesn't matter which titles he won before coming to WWE, because he's never held the title. He's never held the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and to Roman Reigns, that's the only title that matters. And he says that tonight he is going to be in the corner of the Usos. Now, AJ replies that he will be in the corner of the club. Roman says that the bloodline is stronger than the club and that he will walk out of Extreme Rules as the WWE champion. Now, just as he says this, the club's music hits and they start making their way to the ring. But the Usos come out from the crowd to back up Roman. AJ turns back around to look at the Usos and Roman knocks him out of the ring with one punch. Our first match of the evening pits Sami Zayn against Cesaro. Now we have The Miz and Kevin Owens on commentary. Now this match never really got out of the gates because basically right from the start, KO and The Miz start brawling to the outside and it spills into the ring. Now Shane McMahon comes out and he suggests that there should be a tag team match between Kevin Owens and The Miz versus Sami Zayn and Cesaro. But Stephanie McMahon makes her way out and she says, nah, the match should be Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus The Miz and Cesaro. And now for some reason, they add this stipulation that if Kevin Owens walks out on Sami Zayn, he loses his shot at the IC title on Sunday at Extreme Rules. Now this is bullshit because nobody else had a goddamn stipulation against them. Only Kevin Owens to continue the conspiracy against my boy KO. I'm coming for you, McMahons. We now have a Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus Cesaro and The Miz match, which was my match of the night. That's not really saying much, but it was my match of the night. KO and Sami Zayn dominated early on, trying to one-up each other using The Miz as their tool. Eventually, The Miz got the tag into Cesaro, who came in with hot fury like he always does. But in the end, The Miz goes for the big swing, kind of mocking Cesaro. Cesaro's having none of it, though. He comes into the ring, nails The Miz with the skull-crushing finale. Sami Zayn hits The Miz with a haluva kick, which leads to the pin and the 1-2-3. Your winners for this evening, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, Team Quebec. Not to be outdone, however, my boy Kevin Owens comes running back into the ring and beats the ever-loving ginger out of Sami Zayn, standing tall, shouting and declaring, I won the match too, because he did. He was the MVP of the night, MVP of the match, and MVP of everything. We're backstage now with my future wife, Renee Young, and Chris Jericho. Now, Renee wants to know if Jericho has any idea what Ambrose wants from him tonight. Jericho says he doesn't really care what Ambrose has to say. Ambrose destroyed his $15,000 jacket, and he says that he could have had Ambrose arrested. He's giving him a chance to apologize, and if he doesn't, he will be very, very sorry. And now for our Who Gives a Fuck moment of the week, the debut of the Shining Stars. Hey everybody, Primo and Epico are back. Aren't we all super stoked? They put them in the ring with two nameless dudes. I mean, they gave out their names, but I wasn't going to form gray matter to actually remember it. The Shining Stars beat the shit out of the Jobbers. Yeah, cool. They came out and they cut a promo, and seriously, you could have heard a fucking pin drop. No fucks were given, none at all. Next, moving on. Oh good, we get to find out what Captain Goofball wants with Chris Jericho. Awesome. Really looking forward to this. Jericho doesn't really want to talk. He doesn't want to hear anything. He's pissed about his $15,000 jacket, and he wants Ambrose to apologize right now. Now, Captain Goofball says, no way, Jericho. I ain't apologizing to you. Not now, not ever. So instead of an apology, he challenges him to a match at Extreme Rules. Now, Jericho accepts the match right then and there, like a real man, except for the scarf. Now, Ambrose asks, are you sure, Chris Jericho? Are you sure you want to accept this match? Now, Jericho says he has beaten everyone, and he isn't afraid to step in the ring with Ambrose. I mean, why the fuck would he? Jericho beats his ass every goddamn week anyway! And that at Extreme Rules, Jericho will show Ambrose what a lunatic really is. Ambrose says he has a gift for Chris Jericho. How nice of him. Now, as he says this, the steel cage starts descending from the heavens around the ring. If you look up at the top of the cage, you notice there's a bunch of toys. There's a barbed wire bat, a straitjacket, some chairs, I think, all bunch of crap up there. It looked really stupid. It looked really fucking flimsy too. They were all like held together with these like little tiny strings. It looked really fucking goofy, which makes sense because it was Captain Goofball's idea. They should call this Two Idiots in a fucking goofy cage. It's stupid. It's a stupid match. If somebody called Vince Russo and was like, hey, what do you think we should do for a match? And he was like, hey bro, just throw a bunch of shit up at the top of the ring and just have people... Oh, it's so stupid! You see what you do to me? Ambrose? Oh, you give me chest pains. Now we have the most awkward woman in the WWE, Becky Lynch versus Dana Brooke. Now I say Becky's awkward because all the things she does in the ring just look awkward. Like not so much the wrestling moves, just everything else she does. Her fucking wiggle that's really weird. Her little like, let's get going before she hits the flying forearm in the corner. Everything this woman does looks awkward. It's awful. Where the fuck is Sasha? This match was, it was alright. It was a basic women's match on Raw. It was a couple minutes. Both women got offense in. I wouldn't exactly run off and tell my friends about this match. Like, yo, you have to watch this match. It's going to change your life. No, nothing like that. In the end, Dana Brooke got Becky up in the fireman's carry. Becky tried to counter it with a pin, but was countered herself by Dana with a pin of her own. 1, 2, 3. Dana is still undefeated on Raw. Backstage now is Shane and Stephanie McMahon. Sexual tension at an all-time high. Now the Dudleys interrupt and come into the office, and they want to remind Shane and Stephanie what a couple of guys from the Attitude Era can do against one of these new era dudes. Now they want to take on a jobber from North Carolina. Now Steph says, nah, we're not going to do that, and Shane suggests that one of them should decide on who should face Big Cass tonight, because tonight we're going to have a match between Big Cass and one of the Dudleys. We get to one of my highlights for tonight's show, a 9-minute video package explaining the detailed relationship between Goldust and R-Truth. This was 9 minutes long. If you ever needed proof that a 3-hour show just wasn't a good idea, this video package was it. Like, I mean, I liked it, I enjoyed it, I thought it was funny, and it was actually one of the highlights of the show for me. But 9 minutes on R-Truth and Goldust? Are you fucking kidding me? Now, this was all to set up the epic confrontation between the Golden Truth and Breezango? I guess that's their new name. They really gotta just stop smashing two wrestlers' names together. I mean, it works for Golden Truth, but Breezango? Really? That sounds like some sort of weird disease you only get in bush countries. Remember earlier how I said the Golden Truth video package lasted 9 minutes long, and I brought that up? Well, I brought that up for a reason, because this video package led to the Golden Truth versus Breezango. They got some really creative people working over there at the WWE. This match lasted about 4 minutes. How does your video package setting up the match last longer than the actual match itself? That is awful booking. It makes no sense. Goldust came in like hot fire into this match. He was nailing anything that moved, and it looked like the Golden Truth were going to get one up on Breezango. However, R-Truth had a little miscue, missed his spinny corkscrew elbow thing, and hit Goldust. Now, Tyler Breeze took advantage of this, took R-Truth, threw him outside the ring, and pinned Goldust for the 1, 2, 3. Your winners, the awkwardly named Breezango. Now, after the match, we go backstage. We see Goldust and R-Truth are having a little lover's quarrel about losing the match, and then the only reason I'm actually bringing this up is because Fandango and Tyler Breeze find them, and Fandango calls them the Golden Girls. Ho! 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 Sick burn, Dango! Sick burn! Now, as some of you might know, I review SmackDown for Kayfabe Today. kayfabetoday.wordpress.com. Cheap plug. Now, the reason I bring this up, other than the cheap plug, is because I always get my reviews in the day before the show airs. Now, how do I do this, you might ask yourself? I own a time machine, and for those of you who didn't believe me, because I lent it to the New Day. Now, the New Day used my time machine to go back to a bygone era, a time when bootios were derriere squares, a time when smartphones were the size of your fucking head, and a time when video games didn't exist. No! Now this lighthearted fun is absolutely ruined when the vaudevillains make their way down to the ring and absolutely destroy the New Day. But more importantly than that, those assholes destroyed my fucking time machine. Thanks a lot, dick faces. Elliot, my review's gonna be late this week. Oh good, another match we've never seen before. We have the Usos versus Anderson and Gallows. Now guys, I gotta be honest with you here, I am completely over this feud. They're just pawns in the AJ versus Roman feud, and it's honestly doing neither team any favors. The match was okay, but we've seen it too many times already, and honestly, when you've seen a match this many times, it's hard to actually get invested in it. That, and it didn't help that it was way too long. Like I said, we've seen it way too many times, and it's just, the Usos won it with a splash. Nobody cared! Now after the match, you know, another brawl breaks out, which at this point is becoming a weekly thing, so again, who fucking cares? AJ picks up the chair, and he looks like he's about to hit Roman Reigns with it, but Roman gets up and hits him with a straight right hand to the face before he gets a chance to. Now Roman then picks up the chair, and he beats down Styles. Now Anderson and Gallows jump into the ring. There's some sort of confrontation. The chair is loose on the ground. Now AJ recovers this chair and absolutely destroys Roman Reigns. Several chair shots to the back, and he caps it off with a Styles Clash on top of the chair. Now, I don't know if you guys picked up on this, but I thought it was really interesting. When AJ was beating the crap out of Roman with the chair, you could very clearly hear some people booing, which you didn't hear a couple weeks ago. Interesting. We got Big Cass versus Devon Dudley next. Now, the highlight of this match, because honestly the match lasted like 5 seconds, was Big Cass calling Devon Steve Urkel. So that tonight, we got How You Doing versus Did I Do That? 10 out of 10! Like, you remember those two jobbers from before during the Primo and Epico match? I think they fucking lasted longer than Devon Dudley did in this match. Seriously, Devon had about 15 seconds of offense, and then Big Cass hits the East River Crossing and takes home the win. 1, 2, 3. Thanks for coming, Devon. Continuing our trend now of matches we've seen 1,000 times and never want to see ever again, we have Kalisto versus Del Rio. Now, I'm not going to lie, guys. At this point in Raw, I just wanted the goddamn show to end. It was getting long, and Broski wanted to go lie in his bed and dream of a better show. So, at some point, the match was so fucking boring that they cut backstage to show Rusev beating the shit out of Sin Cara, while Del Rio forced Kalisto on the ropes, and he forced him to watch his friend get his ass kicked. Oh, the drama! Are you guys invested? Eventually, Rusev rolls Sin Cara's lifeless body down to ringside. Kalisto is distracted by this, and Del Rio hits him with a massive backcracker for the 1, 2, 3 and the win. Now, the backcracker was really cool. It was the best part of this entire match. Kalisto took it like a champ, flipping in the air. It looked really fucking cool. Finally, something cool happened! Oh yeah, and after the match, Rusev beat the shit out of Kalisto, but honestly, who the fuck cares? Oh, sweet baby Jesus, thank you! It's the main event, and the main event for your evening tonight is Charlotte and Natalya in a contract signing. Yeah, that's your fucking main event. What do you want me to say? If it wasn't for Ric Flair's drunken insanity in the ring, this segment would have been a gigantic waste of time. Nothing was really accomplished, and I don't even think the contract signing was valid because nobody went through a table. Everybody knows a contract signing in the WWE isn't official until some poor motherfucker goes through a table. There was none of that here. Natty slapped the sharpshooter on Charlotte, and then we went. That was it. Thanks for watching Raw, you dumb fucks. Thanks for wasting 3 hours of your life. So there you have it, loyal broski club. Those were my Raw reactions first thing in the morning. I thought this episode of Raw overall was pretty weak compared to the ones we've been getting in previous weeks. And for a go-home show to a pay-per-view on Sunday, completely unacceptable. Didn't get me hyped up for the pay-per-view at all. I'm still gonna watch it because I'm a fucking WWE mark. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at MTLBroski for all the latest first thing in the morning news. Go check out my Facebook fan page at facebook.com/FTITM. Go read my SmackDown reviews as well as every other article over at kayfabetoday.wordpress.com. And be sure to tune in next week for some more Raw reactions first thing in the morning.
Tonight is the night, bright lights, high crowd, yeah we came to throw down, everybody get